Meditation conclusion early Tuesday morning, March 10th, 2020. There was a light and the door opened, and there was a woman across from the light, and she didn't respond. She looked into the light. She focused on the light and kept looking, but didn't say, "Hey, that's hurt my eyes." Didn't look, and go and do what she was doing, getting on the elevator, going down or going up or whatever she was doing. She stared at the light and saw the glass in my hand and felt scared and felt terror and felt afraid. And my voice and my loudness from singing and making music for me and some children to work on alerted the building to me being a disruption. My light in her eyes and my bottle in my hand were the reason she called the police and said I was assaulting her and harassing her. Have you ever held a flashlight and not been able to move because someone just stares at the light? In the confusion and misapprehension and just the plain old what the heck, you're stopping and causing a fight over the light from the choice to go out into the world and do a behavior, a gesture, or smoke a cigarette, but the light caused panic, caused a woman to call the police on me. Open the door, shine the light, no neighbor saying that's, hurting my eyes, or what are you doing? Why you got a flashlight? You're an idiot. Like, in the hallway with the flashlight, it's light in here, and letting me respond saying, well, I was gonna check on my mail. The business cards that showed up shortly after the woman stared into the light, called the police, and said I was being violent in the apartment building. So the light, this object here, it'll get bigger, it'll get smaller, it'll get brighter, and it'll shine, and it'll cause awareness to be disrupted. But when a human has awareness disrupted, then someone's going after them, or they're in a sporting stadium and watching a concert live, or, you know, in public. But accidental awareness mistakes, like a flashlight, causing such a disturbance to have the police called and to have me questioned about my mental well-being for a light. In someone's eyes, all they had to do to avoid was go over there. The light stays where it's at. The light goes down. The light stays where the light shines. But the light wasn't looking for a target for the glass bottle to harm. The light was a energy source going outwards towards a window. And a human stopped, stood into the light, got in the elevator, reached out of the elevator and looked back into the light. And then went and did what they were doing. So not only has the freedom of body, brain, and mind in this apartment building been limited to a low voice and a whisper and being nice to people. But the freedom to make a mistake has been taken away by a decision to force the light to go dark, to force the man, me, with the light and the glass bottle to cease and stop, to refrain from being mean. And the confusion and the simplicity of the problem being corrected, and the two people, me and the woman, interacting and realizing, oh, I think we were both just surprised. We're not available because of the light, because of the glass in my hand. So there's meditation. There's a low voice because there's limits to sound in this building for mental health services, mental health housing. But to get better and healthier, stronger and more ready for the world, a person needs to be able to say a word out loud and to be confused once in a while, and not have to shine the light on The ground? I don't know where else you put the light. You had the light, and then she just stares at the light, and it fried my brain. Why are you staring at the light? I was coming out of, and she was staring at the light. I guess the police said because there was glass in my hand. And so the dilemma has to do with the glass in my hand. Why would anyone worry about a Buddhist chaplain applicant for the United States military carrying a piece of glass and a flashlight? Carrying a glass bottle, not a sharp object, nothing broken, simply having it in my hand, opening the door. Trying to figure out mail. Walking out of my home. And what the problem has to do with was the man a few doors down, was the woman next door who said, I'm suicidal, dangerous. I wanted to break the wall in half and tear it down. That I was saying I wanted to kill myself. And the man who goes in the 20 or 30-year-old younger room whenever he wants, kicked my door repeatedly shortly after I moved into this apartment now, and said I wanted to kill the building with my kitchen knife in my hand. For the same reason. I didn't drop the light. I didn't drop the knife. They might have broke. They might have caused more damage than just being confused, frozen, shocked even, to be blatantly honest. And he had me swatted and labeled as a mass murderer who has recently moved into the building with intentions to kill and murder the folks around him. How does the mind and the brain interact with the body to drop the knife in your own home when someone's kicking in your door? And the knife isn't pointed outwards, thrusting, and the light isn't coming after the person. The light is shining. The light is shining. And get smaller to let the person know you're staring into the light. You know, like, don't hurt your eyes. But the light made her stop what she was doing, and the glass freaked her out enough. She didn't want to go do what she was doing anymore. And stood facing me. Around the corner, inside of the elevator, on the camera. Video of everything. No chase. No threat. Only a light and a glass bottle.